Today I've got my Lego City update for January 2024, and this isn't really much of a city update. It's much more of a city rebuild update for you guys, as I've actually, over the past couple of weeks, been in the process of moving all of my buildings and vehicles onto the tables that we built last year, and we should have actually done the whole rebuild for the city just completely last year, just all the way across the board, instead of keeping the original tables. But we didn't, and that's kind of a major mistake. So we actually started with basically finishing up the Natural History Museum, which I've got right there, buried right in the center. And I basically just placed all of my modulars, and the only mock that didn't fit on these tables is actually my hospital, which is that, and a bunch of my other vehicles that's not out here is actually on a 6-foot table in my sister's bedroom. So that's where all the other Lego is right now, because we're going to be taking out this table here, but basically the road layout for the back table is pretty much staying the same. Only difference is actually that the first drop down road is going to be taken out with the new layout, but the 4-way intersection is going to stay on the new layout, and that's going to stay for sure. And the new roads, the new road is going to be just one, allowing for the full modulars to run the back row of buildings, which will be great. And if we do have enough space to do a half base plate, I'm actually going to tile off two 16 by 32s into a split of buildings if possible. If not, it's just going to be two butted up corners on each side with the Natural History Museum and Assembly Square separated but back to back in the separate sections here. And that will pretty much solve it. But my preferred setup would actually be to do the either Assembly Square or Natural History Museum, where the train track is actually outlined, because that's where the dust is coated. Because the 8-foot table, which is fittingly how much you get for a sheet of plywood, which is what we're switching over to, is basically the track layout's going to stay the same until you get down to about this corner. Then it's going to get a little complicated, but the back corner is pretty much going to still stay the same, other than the fact that we're going to be going all silver markers. So we're going to be needing quite a few more silver markers to redo the roads for the downtown and residential again, because I'm not a fan of the road systems that Lego did. I mean, they worked temporarily, for me, but it just, especially with my 2014 train station, which was the train station used for my residential area, it was quite limiting. So it just didn't really work out. So hoping to go back to using silver markers for the roads when we get to actually rebuilding the tables and everything. But that's the main part for probably the next couple of months. And so the city's probably going to be in this state for a while, and that won't actually stop me from doing any Lego building, because I've got that old Harry Potter set that I picked up for my birthday about over 3 years ago. Still got to build that, and that's going to be added to the castle area. We've got the Spider-Man art set to do for my bedroom, plus the minifig scale 1989 Batman sets. All of those could get built. So while we're going through the rebuild process, I can at least do those. So those will be done at some point. I was going to hold off on the Natural History Museum, but gotta get the modular out of the way as soon as possible. Otherwise, it just doesn't feel right. But overall, just really happy to finally, hopefully, get the city back to normal and just actually get everything measured correctly. So that's pretty much what I've got for the really kind of odd January city update. And hopefully by February, we'll actually have a somewhat normal city and an addition to the beach area. I don't know on that 100%, but maybe. So you guys can tell me your thoughts on this video in the comment section below, and just like and subscribe for more, because I will do more in the future.